When we talk about this land we stand on, we have to remember that it has carried many names throughout history, and those names reflect the people, cultures, and civilizations that lived here long before America became America. Too often, history starts for us at slavery, as if our story begins only when chains were placed on our wrists. But that is not the truth. Our history here runs much deeper, and it is tied to names that hold meaning and identity. One of the earliest names you'll hear is Tameri, a term used by some to reference land connected to the Nile Valley civilizations. For many, it signifies the motherland, symbolizing fertile ground, culture, and life. It connects us back to ancient roots that stretch beyond Africa and into the Americas through migration, trade, and shared spiritual systems. Another name, Turtle Island, comes from the indigenous nations of North America. This name describes the land as sacred, born out of creation stories where the world rests on the back of a great turtle. Turtle Island reminds us that the First Nations were already here, building societies, growing food, teaching spiritual wisdom, and caring for the earth long before colonizers ever arrived. Then we hear the name Amexem, often used in Moorish teachings to describe the ancient territories of the Americas and their ties to Africa. It represents a recognition that our people's presence in this land predates the slave ships. It acknowledges that Black and indigenous histories are not separate, but deeply interwoven. What we must understand is that the land itself carries memory. Tameri speaks to our connection to ancient civilizations. Turtle Island honors the original caretakers of the land. Amexem affirms our presence long before forced migration. And America represents the current identity shaped by both struggle and survival. When we know these names, we reclaim pieces of ourselves that were stolen. We remind ourselves and the next generation that our history is not shallow. It is rooted, layered, and global. This land has always been more than a backdrop to oppression. It has been home, a place where we loved, built families, created culture, and held on to our identity through every storm. That's why knowing the many names of this land is so important. It's not just about geography, it's about memory, truth, and power.
Talking about we from Africa. Motherfucker, we are not from Africa. This is what we had. This is a palace located in Buffalo, New York. It's called the New York Palace. Did you see any motherfucking Native Americans building this shit? No. We had these palaces in every single state. We allowed them refuge.
With that nonsense.
We allowed them refuge. And they said, all right, look. They have a lot of riches. They have everything. What we want to do is we want to somehow take over their kingdom. And that's what they did. They took over our kingdom. The original name of the United States is called the Kingdom of Tameri. It is called Tameri. And all of your Black people who originate here, all of us were called the Tamericans.